Justice D.K. Upadhyay appointed as Chief Justice of Delhi High Court. Fog envelops Delhi. Air quality in poor category. A thick blanket of fog engulfed Delhi on Tuesday morning, reducing visibility to zero, with IMD sounding a yellow alert. Be aware for Wednesday and Friday. The IMD has forecast light rain or drizzle up to Thursday and dense fog conditions on Friday. A partly cloudy sky is forecast on Saturday. According to the IMD, zero visibility has prevailed over Palam since 4:30 IST, with southeasterly winds blowing at 6 to 8 km per hour. Delhi recorded a minimum temperature of 8.9 degrees Celsius, a 1.5 notch above normal. The air quality index was recorded 275 in the poor category. The AQI was 248 on Monday. According to IITM Air Quality Early Warning System, AQI is likely to be in very poor category until Thursday due to unfavorable meteorological conditions. Think all India bloc parties will sit after polls discuss. 3-year-old falls from escalator at Delhi Mall, dies. Flavors of festivity. Women prepare pongal to mark the harvest festival at Tamil Nadu House in New Delhi on Tuesday. 5 FIRs lodged against AAP on complaints of BJP members for post of PM Shah. Army Day 2025. Indian Army a stride towards the future. Seva Parmo Dharma, honoring the legacy of Army Day. Anchored by the Indian Army's enduring motto, Service Before Self, Army Day honors the historic tradition of military leadership in India and celebrates unparalleled valor of its soldiers. The origins of historic occasion dates back to January 15, 1949, a pivotal moment in the annals of independent India. On this day, Lieutenant General Kondarendra Madappa Cariappa, who would later attain the prestigious five-star rank Field Marshal, became the first Indian to take charge as Commander-in-Chief of the Indian Army. Against the backdrop of its illustrious history, replete with stories of heroism and resilience, Indian Army's contribution to nation continues to extend far beyond its primary responsibility of safeguarding borders. As the largest and most disciplined forces in the world, it has consistently exemplified valor and professionalism. From the rugged peaks of Himalayas to arid deserts of Rajasthan, the Army's presence ensures that every inch of Indian soil remains secure. Its operational capabilities are evident in its successful execution of its missions, whether during the Indo-Pak War of 1971 that led to creation of Bangladesh, Kargil conflict of 1999, or various peacekeeping operations under United Nations. On its occasion, Army Day, I convey my felicitations and warm wishes to all ranks of the Indian Army. Upendra Dwivedi, General Chief of the Army Staff. Gloves are off as Rahul Gandhi enters poll ring, attacking Kejriwal, his foe, with few benefits. New PM museum team, 5 more years for Mishra, among Smriti Sanyal among new faces. The Ministry of Culture reconstituted the Prime Minister Museum and Library Society and Executive Council on Monday with Nipendra Mishra, former Principal Secretary, to Prime Minister, getting another 5-year term as Council's chairperson. The number of members in the society increased from 29 to 34. This is first formal notification for the new society after the name of Nehru Memorial Museum and Library was changed to PMML in 2023. Several new faces were also included in the Premier Institutions Society, Among them are former Union Minister Smriti Irani, former Niti Aayog Vice Chairman Rajiv Kumar, Indian Army General retired Syed Atan Hasnain, filmmaker Shekhar Kapoor, and Sanskar Bharati's Vasudev Kamath. Sanjeev Sanyal, member of Economic Advisory Council to the Prime Minister, educationalist, who had been among the contributors towards the formulation of national education policy. Archaeologist K. Muhammad, who was part of the team excavated the site of Babri Masjid. Archaeologist B. Mani, who heads the National Museum, is among the new entrants. Balancing Act. On Monday evening, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar was at the opening ceremony of first Hoco World Cup. Also present were Delhi LG PK Saxena, Indian Olympic Association Chief PT Osha, and Kho Federation Head Sudhanshu Muttal. Karan Singh, man in the middle, spans arc of history. Mountbatten Nehru Modi says statehood must be restored in J&K soon because unless it becomes a fully empowered state, it will not have the complete powers of democracy. As I sit with Dr. Karan Singh in its study in his Nyay Marg home in Delhi, his 75 years in public life on the table, suddenly the import of his presence strikes me. Weak short of 94, he is the oldest living repositories today of rich political cultural history since independence, and also perhaps the last surviving phase of Kashmir dispute from J&K's accession to India by his father Maharaja Hari Singh in October 1948 to the inclusion of Article 370 in the constitution giving special status to Jammu and Kashmir to its abrogation by the BJP government on August 5, 2019. And that's not all. There is a Supreme Court verdict in December 2023 which upheld the nullification of Article 370. The court relied on proclamation issued by Yuvraj Karan Singh, then 18, who had just taken over as regent of J&K in June 1949. Former Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud quoted from it how it talked about full and final surrender of sovereignty to India as an input into the Supreme Court's unanimous decision holding the abrogation as final and seeing it as a done deal. Now in January 2025, Karan Singh is expressing a concern for his beloved Jammu and Kashmir. Statehood must be restored in J&K soonest. He says because unless it becomes a fully empowered state, it will not cause the complete powers of democracy. It is the writer. Everyone in J&K cutting across political lines wants this to happen. The sooner the better. Louder and clearer after Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday held the promise of doing the right thing at the right time. His Icha as he moves towards his 94th century on March 9. I have no Icha. I pray a lot for the country. It is a national disaster to see the intense polarization and extreme language used in the parliament. Its need to function according to tradition and rules of parliament where dialogue and persuasion prevail instead of shouting and galligalotching. Our parliamentary democracy has to stabilize and go back to normal give and take way of functioning. A congressman from 1967 to 1979 and again from 2000 to present, the years in between were in association with smaller parties, some offshoots of the Congress as an independent MP. Dr. Karan Singh is among those very few political figures today who are politically aligned but also exist in the non-political space in what has become the highly contested political arena. Curiously, Dr. Karan Singh says with a slight smile, my life seems to fall neatly into 18-year-old periods. Though his father Maharaja Hari Singh refused to abdicate in 1949 after signing the instrument of accession, he agreed to appoint his only son, then known as Yuvraj Karan Singh, as the regent. Subsequently, Karan Singh was to become the Sadr-e-Riyasat and States Governor in 1965 when the post of Sadr-e-Riyasat was abolished, but I was doing the same job. In 1967, At 36, he moved to national politics and joined Indira Gandhi's cabinet in Delhi and went on to become Lok Sabha elections in 1971, 1977, 1980, 1984, either a participant or an eyewitness to major events in the country. He saw liberalization of Bangladesh, the imposition of emergency by Indira Gandhi, Operation Blue Star, and all the wars with Pakistan. Rajiv Gandhi sent him as India's ambassador to the US in 1989. It is there that Henry Kissinger told him that Americans knew Indira Gandhi was going to liberate Bangladesh, but our fear was whether she would turn on Pakistan after that, and we could not allow that to happen. Karan Singh said he did not agree with Nehru going to the UN on Kashmir. Frankly, to my mind, going to UN could have been avoided. Once we were there, everything got bogged down. Fans फंस गए वहाँ. The idea of plebiscite emerged out of the discussions at the UN. He blamed Lord Mountbatten, the last viceroy of India. It was Mountbatten who prevailed on Panditji to go to the UN. That as a big leader of post-colonial countries, he said, why not set an example by going to the UN of how to settle issues without a war. He pushed Panditji. I don't know whether it was miscalculation and he was unaware of the possible consequences or it was something else. According to Singh, Sheikh Abdullah thought he was going to win the plebiscite. He recalled how Indira Gandhi almost ran into parliament when Bangladesh was formed and said, Mr. Speaker, sir, I have an announcement to make. Dhaka is the capital of an independent country. The house exploded. You can't imagine the joy, recalled Singh. It was as if our country had become independent. That is why it is so painful to see what is happening in Bangladesh today. It was in 2007 that Karan Singh had a brush with the country's presidency. Sonia Gandhi told him that she had sent two names for Rashtrapati to the core committee of Congress and left parties which were propping the UPA government in power at that time. When the meeting took place, Sonia Gandhi first mentioned the name of Shivraj Patil, but the left leaders ruled it out. Then the name came said he is well educated and qualified. Then my name came. Some said he is well educated, qualified. Then CPI leaders D. Raja and AB Bardhan said, we are a socialist country and how can we select a Maharaja as president? It was then the decision was taken to go for a woman as president. Singh recalled and they zeroed in on Pratibha Patil. Later, Dr. Manmohan Singh had apologized to him. Dr. Saab, I'm very sorry, Manmohan Singh had told Singh, said Karan Singh. His study on the world religions, the Upanishads, and the spiritual gurus he had from the Shaiva, Vaishnava, Sufi, and Shakti streams helped him acquire the image of a Hindu philosopher. So did his membership of the executive board of UNESCO and the president of the ICCR when he set up cultural centers around the world. Interestingly, it was the RSS which sent word to Indira Gandhi that she should bring back Karan Singh into her orbit as it would help her acquire a pro Hindu image after she lost the elections in 1977. She has been furious with him for leaving the Congress and deposing against her at the Shah Commission probing the emergency excesses. Subsequently, she patched up with him in early 80s. He organized Hindu sammelans for all over the country for Hindu unity. Karan Singh called Jawaharlal Nehru his mentor, even as over the last 10 years he has enjoyed a cordial relationship with Narendra Modi. His interventions in the public domain since 2014 have been nuanced. A couple of years ago, he raised eyebrows when he said to this writer, if there is a prime minister Narendra Modi can be compared with, it is Jawaharlal Nehru. I can suspect he will never admit this, but he would like to be another Nehru and to surpass him. In his musings over his past and the future, he hopes for a midday meal for every child in India. Dr. Karan Singh is essentially a man of the middle. For many, discovering the middle path is what India is all about, a way in which we can harmonize its kaleidoscopic colors and smoothen its sharp political angularities. There are few today who can even attempt to do that. 3.5 crore wave of humanity at Sangam for Amrit Snan. The first Amrit Snan, also known as Shahi Snan or Mahakumbh, began in the wee hours of Tuesday as crores of devotees and sadhus gathered at Triveni Sangam on the occasion of Makar Sankranti. Chants of Har Har Gange echoed across the ghats at the confluence of Ganga, Yamuna, and mythical Saraswati. A confluence of faith, fervor, and aspirations at Prayagraj riverbanks. As Mrs. Jobs get VIP treatment for ordinary Kalpvasis, this year is costlier. Need quake warning systems. Prime Minister working to better accuracy by 10 to 15%, says IMD DG. Prime Minister Narendra Modi Tuesday urged scientists to develop quake warning systems for earthquakes as IMD DG Mrityunjay Mohapatra said that the Met Department is working towards improving its weather forecast accuracy by another 10% to 15% in the next 5 years and ensure that no localized severe weather events, goes undetected. At the inaugural event to celebrate 150 years of the IMD, Modi launched Mission Mausam for developing cutting-edge technologies, weather surveillance technologies, and systems implementing high-resolution atmospheric observation, next-generation radars and satellites, and high-performance computers. He also released IMD's Vision Document 2047 released, which details an ambitious plan of achieving zero-error forecast accuracy for up to 3 days lead time and accuracy of up to 90%. India has constantly understood the importance of weather forecast, and in recent years, uh, these have helped limit human casualties besides reducing economic losses. Maoist IED expert synonym of violence in Chhattisgarh killed. Obese top expert panel look beyond BMI proposes wider approach for diagnosis. Virat should play Ranji Trophy. Rishabh Pant to play for Delhi. DDCA secretary says Kohli should must take inspiration from Mumbai players. Day 1 theme Digging Deep. India's Paris Olympics heroes complain about discolored medals. Swapnil Kusale, Sarabjot Singh. So this was it. Thank you. See you in the next one.